that I am part of a group called I.A.A.M.
Thank you so much. Is that a little bit better, y'all? All right, awesome. So, I am part of a group called I.A.A.M. And what we are is a nonprofit dedicated to networking creatives. We introduce actors, artists, musicians, filmmakers, like myself, to each other so that we can create beautiful art, just like what you're going to see tonight. So, without further ado, I am going to introduce the street medicine team, Tiffany and Becky, to the stage. They are amazing. They are doing everything that people should be doing. So many people, unfortunately, we forget about those destitute in society, unfortunately. And these are the people that have not forgotten and try to heal those that are the most unfortunate in our society. It's something that we all should be striving for, I think. So, please, give a round of applause to two heroes, two of my heroes, Tiffany and Becky.
Thank you so much for coming tonight to see Street Medicine. I'll just briefly talk. Street Medicine was started in 2019 by Dr. Hans Brettmeyer, and the rest of us joined later. I joined in 2020. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I provide therapy and I provide social services on the street, and I work with clients to advocate to get through the very difficult systems, which you'll hear about in this documentary. And our whole team is volunteers, and we work really hard to help as many people as we can. But one of the things you'll also hear in the documentary is really this is a lot about community and connection, right? And recognizing that we are all very interconnected, and if we don't recognize that, then we won't be doing things like this, and that connection and community is super, super important. And so when we do remember that, then we can show up different when we go out in the community in our different professions, and when we come up with innovative ways to make changes. And so community and connection is super important.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me better? All right. Happy Thursday evening. I'm glad to see all of you. I'd be in bed right now, so this is a big thing for me to be out here. Because usually 7:30 is night time for me, so it's nice to see everyone. My name is Becky Fritz. I'm a physician assistant, aka a PA. I've been a volunteer with Street Med since 2019, and how I became involved was my husband. My husband, Darren Fritz, is right in the back there. Give a little howdy. He's an emergency PA at BAMC, and I want to believe it was maybe December. He came home and he's like, hey, let's go and get some coffee. And oh, by the way, I kind of signed us up. I want to do this thing called Street Med. And it just took off from there. I had no idea what Street Med was. As Tiffany was saying, it was brand new here in San Antonio. But I knew that I wanted to get outside of my bubble. And I think all of you, or some of you, can relate when I say bubble, right? Just getting out of your unknown, or getting out into your unknown and outside of that comfort zone. I had a medical degree. I was very interested in emergency med. I was very interested in urgent care, family practice. But you see those people kind of coming in and out of a clinic setting. What could I do for the community? And how could I reach a new potential for myself? Wow. It's now 2024. We have accomplished COVID, and when I say accomplished, everyone knows what I mean by that, because there's a lot of stuff that went down, medicine included. It's changed all of us. But during COVID, we were also out on the streets, treating individuals, making those connections, bonding. We talk about mental health during COVID for ourselves. Same thing out in the street. We have an amazing team. There's probably, 8 of us now that are volunteers. We have awesome social work for help when I need assistance, because my forte is the medicine. So when I need help with the mental health, I go to Tiffany. Tiffany goes to us, and we work together. But today I actually volunteered out in the street. Anthony, raise your hands. Volunteer as well. He's been out there. Couldn't do it with all of our team efforts and working together. We had maybe about 2 hours in the street today because the rain kind of came down, but we didn't do a lot of medical, but we fed some dogs. We did. We were out there with some patients. We gave some Band-Aids. Some of them had some dogs that had some dog food. And that bond right there made a big difference. So when we go out and we wear the street med, they recognize us as individuals that are safe. And that's what this is about, is creating safety, creating community, communication, and just sharing our love for one another. Life is messy. You don't know what cards you're going to be dealt. Whatever happens, you need to roll with the punches. You don't know where you're going to be a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. Could be any one of us. I have a wonderful friend in the audience as well. I've got my support posse that I want to recognize. One of my best friends, Crystal Reisner and her husband, they're here tonight. Crystal's brother was homeless out in the street. Crystal and Troy fought hard to try to help him. And unfortunately, 2 years ago, he passed away. Fighting as much as I could to help him, but the streets got the best of him. So we unite together, all of us, to recognize those individuals on the street and off the streets, to look them in the eye for humanity. I ask you, the next time you pass someone by, don't look down. You don't have to give money, but smile. You don't have to have a conversation with the individual, but acknowledge and recognize. Share the love for one another. Thank you again for coming tonight. Enjoy.
Well, thank y'all so much. Street Medicine, let's do another shout out. Let's do another round of applause for Street Medicine, the incredible work that they do. Amen to everything that y'all just said. You know, I think that one of the biggest things that I'm passionate about is we need to not treat each other like numbers. We're often taught to treat each other like numbers on a screen, you know, dollar signs, but that's not what we are. We lose our humanity when we see each other like that. And this film is really about humanity. This film is really about us all, because we are one paycheck from being out on the street. And so when you watch this film, I want you to consider that might be you. And what we need to do as a community to make that be none of us. So with that, I give you a Street Medicine documentary.